What up, fellas? How's everybody doing today, man? I hope everybody's doing well. It's your main man back in the building, bro, the Shaved Lion King. And I'm here just to rap with you guys again today, man. I got something to share with y'all, man. We've been on 2025 for a whole year. I want you guys to understand that, bro. We've been on 2025 for a whole year, bro. And we sit up here and we talk about semen retention week in and week out, bro. And some of y'all out there are still believing is cap. Some of y'all are out there still believing that there's limits to your gifts that you get on semen retention. Listen, man, I'm not trying to be mean, okay? But some of you younger guys, bro, you just gotta just kind of just go with life, man. They call it being young for a reason, and that was something I had to learn as I grew older too. Okay, and right now you're gonna think you have all the answers, and I'm telling you right now you don't. Okay, especially when you're young. Trust me. Okay, just trust me. Okay. So when I hear people out here talking about there's limits to how much gifts that you get on retention and there's limits to the benefits, I just kind of got to sit back and kind of just smile and laugh because they don't really understand. Okay, some of these guys have done a great job. Again, some of these people don't seem to understand, bro, that holding your seed for a year is not that great. I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and downplay anybody, okay? But as far as like to try to obtain some extra, powers that we have as the human race, the sixth sense, it's going to take way more than a year to unlock gifts like that. It's going to take way more than a year for this process of raising kundalini energy up your spine, bro. You guys have no idea, bro. These are cycle types of things. These things come in like the karmic cycles. It takes that long for yourself to cleanse, bro. And this is why I've been trying to tell you that semen retention is so important, because I told you it's going to be the catalyst to get you there the fastest. Doesn't mean you're going to get there in 1 year. Definitely doesn't mean you're going to get there in those 6 months, 3 months. So when I hear all these people in the community saying this and saying that, like I said, this is why I don't want you guys to get caught up in the wrong information. Okay, because you're following some people who have not gone on this journey long enough to even have the experience to even understand on some of the things that we talk about from the aspect of Ojis and Jing. Like, we're building up seriously life force energy. It's for real. It doesn't stop. Okay. It doesn't, who told you that? Where is the logic in that? It doesn't stop. It keeps building up. Okay. And like I said, you got to go way further than a year to be able to even tap into even the understanding of what I'm telling you. And this is why I'm saying it comes with age, and it's no disrespect to you young guys. But like I said, man, some of you guys right now are feeling some of this energy. You're feeling some of this kundalini energy, and it gives you that fire, it gives you that passion. But I can tell you right now, you're using your powers for wrong, because you're not understanding the responsibility that comes with that type of power. You got to learn. Okay. That means you got to learn how to conduct yourself. So when I go around the community, bro, and I see all these guys talking about semen retention, and I click on their video, in the first 5 minutes, they're cussing left and right. They're disrespecting the women. This is one of the biggest reasons why I don't follow any of you semen retention content users. And if I hear any of you guys that I do follow talk like that, I will unfollow you in a second. Okay. Because the first thing that I will never preach on this channel is disrespect of the divine feminine. Okay. Because that's where we came from. I don't care how bad your situation is. I don't care how bad you got burnt because you're a real life beta male. I don't care how bad, okay, something like that has happened. But when I go on your channels and we're talking about retention, which involves higher conscious, we're talking about a path that Christ took, and I hear you guys speaking the way you speak, just lets me know that I can't take you seriously. I don't care if YouTube algorithm gives you 20,000 views on your video. I've already proven how YouTube promotes the ignorance. I've already proven on how YouTube promotes the people who don't have no information. Okay. And all that does is solidify and prove, you know, the things that I've been saying about how this game works down here. Okay, I told you everything is controlled, social media is controlled. All right, this is why they don't let people, find the right people. This is why you will never find high frequency stuff on the internet. It's very hard, man. And like I said, if you find these people, make sure that you lock in, you subscribe, you follow these people, because these people are going to lead you down the right road. Okay, I promise you're going to see some gain from dealing with people who are high frequency. Okay, unlike, like I said, all these people who be on here talking about retention, bro, and like I said, their mouth shows that there's no maturity. Okay, they don't understand curse words. They don't understand cursing. They don't understand the English language. They don't understand their throat chakra. They don't understand manifestation. They don't understand all these things that they're doing, that they're creating and they're manifesting. They're young gods and they're misusing their power. This is why I said, man, you better be happy that you found a channel like this who's going to tell you the real life, real in life. All right. And it's going to help you turn around your future. Okay. Some of you guys are in retention and you're saying this ain't working and that ain't working, and you're not able to track this and you're not able to track that. Well, let me tell you something. The reason why that is because you haven't truly given yourself over to the practice. Because the minute you do, like I said, you become intelligent. And just by listening to most of you guys speak in the community, again, this is no offense. This is not coming of a high IQ. This is not high intelligence. Okay, because then you would understand that the enemy created language. Okay, curse words especially. Okay, different types of frequency tones of things that we say, that we manifest those lower negative energies. That's why they give us the rap music. This is why they get every single rapper to disrespect a woman, and you falling into that trap, not understanding that the woman, she's the goddess, bro. She's the mother of life. She is the mother of creation. You are a fool to be on this internet. Okay, like I said, which never goes away. This is gonna follow you around. They're creating a file right now on each and every single one of us behavior. And that one day there's going to be a very powerful woman and there's going to be very powerful women running this world like they rightfully should, right? And guess what's going to happen? You're going to be somebody who's looked at as someone who is not fit for society, because you're going around and you haven't evolved and you don't understand that all that stuff was created back in an era that we're trying to leave behind. Okay, within the patriarchy, the disrespecting of women, the calling women the bees. Okay, calling women HOEs and all these different things, bro. You came out of a woman, bro. Okay, you don't even understand that, man. And for that reason alone, bro, I can't mess with you. Okay, I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care how much love the YouTube algorithm gets on his knees and give you some toppy. I don't care. Okay, I told you, man. I'm gonna clean up the community. I'm gonna show you on the way that we're supposed to be conducting ourselves. And this is everything, bro. All these little things, man. Like, you're seeing a full refinement of what a man is supposed to be. Okay, a man is the leader, bro. And you can't have a leader out here with people out here who are, going up and down in their chakras and playing with that low frequency, and being in a responsible leadership role, and basically teaching the youth this type of stuff. And this is the behavior. This is why things never get better. And you got to understand, this all came from society. What I've been telling you guys, that we got to break away from. When you truly go on retention, okay, when you truly go into solitude, when you truly, bro, go into this practice, okay, these are the things that you're going to do. Okay, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna block off the outside world. You understand what's going on. Okay, you start going, you start studying. Okay, and then all of a sudden, the universe opens up to you. Okay, you're able to have this expand consciousness where you're able to pull from all these networks of infinite knowledge that are just floating around in the ethers, just waiting for you to get your vibration in tune so you can pick up these frequencies. This is exactly the way this world works. And for you guys to be up here saying that retention isn't this, retention isn't that, just shows you that you're green and you definitely haven't put in no significant amount of time. There's people been doing this for 12, 15 plus years. And some of these people are the most brilliant people in the whole entire world. So of course, the longer you go, the more that you're going to see this, this miraculous energy change a man's life. This is just the way it works. Okay. So just keep going on it. Okay. Understanding, like I just told you guys in the last stream, that you're going to build up stores, and these stores don't get abused until you start dipping back in your money. Okay. You start dipping in your savings. Okay. That's the only way it's going to affect you. The every 100 days that you go, man, you're building up these stores, man. And this is what's going to keep you, all right, keep you going. This is going to keep you, pushing through those hard times, man. I told you this energy has a way to keep you on the right track, bro. It's always going to keep you doing the right thing, man. This is why I love SR, bro. So, basically, I just want to share a couple stories with you guys real quick. Okay. Like I said, mainly because, I'm hearing people say this and say that, and they don't seem to understand that SR has done so much for me. Just because I haven't told you, and, doesn't mean, that it isn't happening. And like I said, I'm documenting my journey in real time. We're talking about 4 years right now plus of hard mode retention. I'm gonna keep saying it so you guys understand. This. You're not. There's no other channel like this, bro. Okay. As much as you might not either mess with me, or the people who do mess with me, regardless, is the fact, bro. There's no other channel like this. Okay, that is literally documenting what they're doing. Okay, I want you to understand that. So when I come on here and I tell you guys, like, look, bro, this is what happens. This is what happens. Okay. And if you haven't gone as far as that, then what are we talking about here? Okay. Because, like I said, you got to learn so much more. Okay. Yes, I'm fully qualified. Okay. This will be my 7th year of hard mode retention. Okay. In about a month and a half, I'll be up on 7 years. That's crazy, bro, to think about. Okay. So I'm well qualified on what I'm here talking about. And like I said, I've seen significant change, significant growth, mainly on the unbroken streak. And if we go back to the root, we go back to Taoism, we go back to brahmacharya, they tell us in bold words clearly the way that this practice is going to benefit the man, better is what? It's called unbroken. What does unbroken means? That means I didn't take no breaks. That means I didn't come off of it. Even though, retention does benefit you. I told you it doesn't matter. Every 100 days, you're going to have build up stores. And if you want to come off of it, it's not going to hurt your stores. That is all correct and true. But you're missing the levels. Okay. We're talking about people here. We're talking about Buddhist monks. We're talking about high level power here, bro. People who learn Bruce Lee's. I'm talking about high level power here. Okay. These people are unbroken on their journeys when they go on retention. Okay. And this is how you build the Ojas. This is how you build the Jing. Okay. It's a continuously building. It does not cap out. But the minute you start releasing, guess what? It does. You start losing it. Okay. I want you guys to understand that. That's the craziest thing to think about, bro. Okay. You retain it to gain it. Okay. Use it to lose it. Okay, that's what I want you to think about, bro. That's exactly the way it works down here. All right. So here's my thing. All right. Like I said, 2025 was a crazy year for me. All right. Crazy year for me. And I've told you guys that I've been going through a lot of stuff. Okay. I've mentioned the secret societies. I mentioned all that stuff. This stuff is real. It's not a joke. This is affecting my life. Okay. But during 2025, okay, I had the most craziest offers made to me. Okay. And this is, I was almost upon 4 years of retention. Okay. We're talking about in the midst of my 3 years and 3/4, of retention here, that these things are happening to me. Okay. More than I've ever had in my whole life. 2025 was a huge year in the way that, all the manifestations that I thought that I wanted came to me. And this is what I want to make clear. All the manifestations that I thought I wanted came to me. And I want you guys to understand, I thought I wanted these things. Okay, let's go back and let's visit 2025. Okay, I said I wanted to start going out again, and I wanted to start dating, and I wanted to attract a woman who had a wonderful life. I wanted to attract a woman who, was kind of similar like me. I wanted to start getting back into that aspect. I wanted to start making, money again, because, I just felt like I was ready. I felt like I had my energy was where it was supposed to be. My transformation had took place, and I was ready to transmute all this energy I have. So I had been doing that. And 2025 was the year to show me that these things were working. So what happened? In 2025, I attracted 3 gorgeous women. Okay. Here's what I want you to understand: three gorgeous women, bro. Okay. I attracted three of them. All right. And during this process, when I attracted these women, okay, all of these women were high caliber women. This is what I want you to understand. Again, further proven to you that regardless of what you guys say, that is showing you my value, because I told you I wasn't taking anything less. 2025, I had so many options where I could have done plenty of one night things. I had gone out plenty of times. I had been around plenty of hangouts. I had gone over to plenty invites. Okay. And there could have been plenty of times there where I could have just said, screw it. You know what I'm saying? Not been even attracted to the person that was there, but since the tension and the energy was so tight, sometimes people do stuff like that. Okay. I'm not sitting here and gonna be shy to admit that people minds don't work like that. Come on, let's keep it real. This is how most of hookup culture is. Okay. So there was plenty of times I could have done that, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that type of stuff. I want what I want. I told you guys what I wanted. Okay. And then later on in that year, I got the first woman that I met. All right. This woman has a very great career. Okay. We're talking about a woman who makes $100,000 a year. Here's the thing I want you guys to understand. I'm proving this to you because I don't have much. I've never had much. Matter of fact, I told you that my last relationship, the person tried to make sure that I had nothing. They try to completely wipe me out because they know what type of person I am. They know that I could go back out here, rebuild myself back up, and, do it all over again. Okay. Especially if I attracted someone like them, because, like I said, even my last relationship, she's a very successful person. All right. So this is only going to prove to you that, the only thing that I'm going to be attracting is something better. Right. There's no way I could possibly go back. And I sat here and told you on what I attracted. So the first woman that I attracted, she made over $100,000 a year. Okay. Very nice looking woman. All right. Here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to understand. And I want you to understand what's affected my opinion up until this point. I told you guys that I had run into some problems, I guess, with these secret societies because I didn't take their offer when they were offering me something. I guess I don't know, I just didn't feel like there was something there that I was being offered. It kind of felt like I was kind of just being pushed into making a decision with something, and I'm not that type of a person. So I'm thinking that all this stuff that happened after this could have been influenced, whether it was or not. I'm just going to tell you the stories or not, but this is what I was starting to think. Okay. So I'm, like I said, I met the first gal, and like I said, beautiful woman. Okay. $100,000 a year job, right? Right downtown. Just find it odd that, out of thousands of men, like she wanted to date me so bad. You know what I mean? All the guys that she had the opportunity to be with, she wanted to be with me so bad. Okay. And I can understand why. Cause like I said, I'm not one of these rich guys that are out there sleeping around, traveling out of the country, someone that she might not trust. I'm a low key guy that doesn't have much, good looking man. And I'm strong and masculine. I think that's what a lot of women want. Right. So when she came in, we started dating for a little bit. And, to be quite honest with you, man, I just felt like it was not authentic. Okay. And from that point, I just kind of walked away from a relationship. And here's the thing. I know you guys are going to sit up here and say there's something, try to say there's something wrong and this and this and that. Listen, man, I'm on glow retention, bro. Okay. I'm on God mode. My body knows, man. My mind knows, my aura knows, my energy knows when something's not right for me. Okay. And I just got that vibe. Okay. I just got that vibe and feeling. Bro, if I was in a state of lust, okay, if I had would have chose just to take the first thing that came to me, I would have been off this journey probably almost a year ago, guys, easily. Okay, but I didn't take any of these, choices because it just didn't feel right for me. They just didn't feel right. Okay. It just felt like it was kind of, like, how are you so interested in me like this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of options, but you're so interested in me. And don't get me wrong, any man can be flattered easy. But again, that's up to you to decipher. And if you have empty balls, then guess what? You're pretty much probably going to fall into that trap, right? You're going to let it go right to your head. but not me. I stayed level headed and I dated for, a couple weeks and I just didn't feel it, bro. Okay. Even though the person was attractive, the person had all this money, this person was taking me out. Okay. I'm keeping it a thou wow with you. Okay. So, all this took place and I just didn't feel it, so on to the next one, then I met another gal. Okay, almost the same thing. She made really good money. Okay, the very first thing that she's putting out is like how the men's put out. You know how the men out here will start talking about their finances when they meet you, right? You know how men do that to you, women. They start talking about how much money they make, what kind of car they got, and stuff. And this is the same thing that kind of happens with women, I guess, because this is what was presented with me when I first met this second gal, right? When I first met her, short into the conversation. I mean, I understand there's attraction. I thought she was attractive. She probably thought I was attractive. But, when people show their cards, when you just meet them that early, that's a huge red flag for me, because it's like they're trying to compensate for something, they're trying to hide something, or, they might not have a whole lot of confidence. There was a whole bunch of things that were going through my head. And that's immediate, the first date with this woman, immediately, this is what I start thinking, again, guys, like I said, I'm not in this thing to be finding the wrong partner. Okay. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not just giving up my energy. You got to understand, man. I am cultivating. I'm doing something so special. I'm holding this energy. And the next person I give this energy to, I told you, man, we're going to manifest so much. We're going to become instant wealthy in whatever it is that we do. You have no idea what I'm telling you. Okay. This is the way this thing works. This is the alchemy of semen retention. Okay. This is why all you guys laugh and giggle and you play around. There is so much depth to SR that you have no clue about, man. You have no clue about, bro. Okay. And this is why I've been telling you guys, this is the best investment that you could do. Right. So this woman, I just wasn't feeling her, bro. I just didn't trust her, man. All right. So, that one didn't last very long. That was relatively short. Okay. And then this last gal, I met her on this dating app, right? So through this dating app, I met her and she met all the qualifications that I was looking for. She looked the way that I wanted her to look. She made the money that I wanted her to make. You know what I mean? She was a well put together girl. And then I went and hung out with her for a little bit. And then I started being around her and we started getting closer and closer. And then it took about, the third week before I saw something. I saw the unauthenticness. I saw, that, people are out here, not dating for the right reasons. And I told you guys, I'm not doing that no more, bro. I'm just not, man. I'm not out here just to, for you to take my life force energy. You guys don't understand, man. There is women out here who are veteran witches. Okay. And they know how to take your energy. And the very first thing that they use is sexuality. And so many of you guys so many of you guys are gullible about letting a woman talk up your head, thinking you're the man, you're the only guy that she's seen like you. And what you don't understand is you're being set up to be harvested, bro. Your energy is set up to be siphoned from you, bro. Okay. This is why been trying to tell you guys, you have no idea, man. SEX is just not XEX, especially not anymore. I remember there was a time there where things weren't so bad, but now in 2025, bro, and on, bro, like witchcraft and all that stuff, this and all the demonic stuff that is pushing our society, bro. Yo, man, it is not safe for you to be out there doing that, bro, because like I said, this is how you get hexes and spells, okay, and love spells put on you, bro, okay, and you become a slave. Next thing you know, you going crazy, and then you don't took your life, or you don't ended up in jail, bro. Listen, man, like I said, guys, it is not worth it. It's a reason why we're doing what we're doing, man, so we have the clear eyes to see so we don't fall into these traps, okay? And I've noticed that. Okay. I noticed that this patience that I had, like I said, bro, I could have easily, bro, I'm telling you right now, I could have easily, all three of those women, I could have laid down with any one of those women. Okay. Easily, probably right away. Okay. And I didn't want to do that. Okay. And like I said, this shows you the ultimate maturity. This shows you and proves to you on how SR changed my life because bro, if I would have been early on in my streak, I'm talking about like 3 months, I would have crashed. I'm telling you right now, I would have crashed. I would have went in either one of those situations, okay, and would have had one of those type of like sugar mama type of, relationships. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. Okay. But instead, I said no to all that. Okay. I kept myself humble, bro. You don't see me a flashy person and doing all that stuff. I'm very humble now, bro. Okay. All I want is what I want. Okay. Because I know the right person that comes into my life, like I said, the alchemy that we're going to make, we're going to be able to create whatever we want. Okay. Because I have the intention, I have the seed, bro. All right. I have the energy that is going to help bring upon that. And the female energy is all that's going to do is, basically make me feel much stronger because I'm going to be gaining her power and she's going to be gaining our power, and then we're able to use both of our energy to manifest. And like I said, this is the beauty, okay, of the end goal of SR. And I told you guys, I'm not forcing this. If it comes, if it comes, if it doesn't, if it doesn't. Okay. But the simple fact that people sit here and try to always say that there's nothing, no gifts about SR. It doesn't get better, bro. I From my first year SR till now, like I said, the 4 year journey has been the best journey of all because I've gotten everything that I've gotten, then more plus on my first year journey. Okay. I'm talking about everything and more, man. My whole life changed, bro. And this is what I want to show you guys. I could have, bro. I'm not making this up, bro. I could have been in a good situation by now. But let me tell you something, man. They all felt wrong. Okay. And I had just came from a previous relationship that was wrong. All right. And I said, I'm never going back to that again. And, I went through all of this, this discipline and all of this work on myself, all these nights of solitude and so called loneliness and battling the demons. And I made it this far, bro, and I'm not going to go backwards. Okay. Like I said, 2025 has shown me a lot, man. It shows me how far that I have got, shows me how much maturity I have gained as a man while retaining my seed. And this is what I'm proving to you guys. Okay. I had an amazing year as far as the attracting the things that I wanted. What else happened to me in 2025? I got offered two jobs. I kid you not. I got offered two jobs, both over $100,000 a year. Okay. I got offered two jobs. Okay. Both for over $100,000 a year. Okay. And look at me. I'm not saying I'm broke, but I don't have no money. I ain't rich. Okay. So I turned down these jobs. Why? Again, because it was some one of those situations where the energy was bad. Okay. I went into these jobs. I felt like they wanted something more from me than just me working for them for this job and displaying my talent. Okay. I was literally, approached by people who gave, other people, recommendations about me. And this is what I'm trying to prove to you guys. Okay. Again, I'm showing you, man, I had an amazing 2025, bro. Okay. Look at how I transmuted my energy into my work. Look at how my work stepped up. Look at how, like I told you, I started going in and I started really fine tuning things. Okay. Started correcting my language, started understanding on how to talk to people and how to deal with people, how to control my energy, bro. All of these different subtle things, man, have made me the person that I am today, bro. Okay, I learned so much in 2025 about myself because of seer retention, bro. And this is why I'm here today doing what I'm doing. I'm proving it to you guys, man. I've had an amazing run, okay, in my life, but I haven't got to that point yet. And if it's not to that point yet, guess what? That isn't something that I'm going to force. Okay, it's obvious that the Most High wants me to continue to stay on my journey for a reason because there's something better out there for me. Okay. And I avoided, phase one, phase two, and phase three of the traps. Okay. And now, my divine partner and I are much closer. Okay. This is the way I look at life. This is the way how I'm patient and I'm present and I don't force anything. And this is the balance. This is the energy that you need to have to be able to attract what you want in your life. Okay. I'm proving that to you guys. So that's all I really want to really tell you guys as far as what was going on with me, okay, in 2025. It was an amazing year, bro. Okay. I have so many things. There's so many other things I could talk about. But again, I wanted to show you the big main parts that people seem to look at me and think that I ain't doing what I'm doing, bro. Are you kidding me? You can't see this through the camera? You think I'm a joke or something, man? Okay, I'm not a joke, bro. All right, I'm really who I said I am, bro, and I have high standards. All right, and the people who meet me in my real life know who I am, and they know my standards. Okay, they know this is the real me. Okay, I'm not acting. All right, I'm telling you on what I want to manifest. I told you how serious I was about it, and I'm showing you and I'm displaying it to you guys by the discipline, okay, of being on SR, okay, cultivating my sexual life force energy for 4 years plus on an unbroken streak of brahmacharya, and the beauty of life is unfolded in front of me. Okay, it's pretty much that simple. All right, so that's all I really want to tell you guys. I'm gonna read a few of these comments before I get up out of here. Who is that? Truth and Broadcasting in the building. Appreciate you for being up in here, my man. He said, "Oh boy, yeah, this journey. I tell you, bro. Tell him, man. I know you're doing good, my man. Pierce the Third in the building. Appreciate you for being up in here, my guy. Thank you for stopping in. We got Nathan in the building. He says, sitting on these stacks of a million, bro. Tell him, man. And I'm not ready to come up off it, bro. I told you, man. I'm up here stacking my money, bro. And this is what SR is about, bro. It's worth it for, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man, bro. I, I even forgot to mention in 2025, I was attracting old things. Okay. I told you, man, I did a lot of healing also in 2025. All right. I had, people that was once in relationships with who I truly, genuinely care about, and I still care about to this day. So that was very important for me to go back and kind of like mend and heal and fix those types of things and have the courage to actually reach out to people who I thought bridges were completely burnt. I thought that they were unrepairable. I thought I was never going to see these people again. And again, showing you the power of SR. Okay. These things were manifested back into my life. I got a healing that I need so much more because all it did was just boost me into a whole nother level. Okay. Oh my God. I took off. After that, I could not stop smiling. Okay. And here's the thing, I didn't go back. I'm going to show you my maturity. I didn't go back and violate that situation, even though I know that door was probably there to be opened again. I didn't go back and violate that situation. I left it with respect. I left it with love. Okay. And I told that person, I said, no matter what, no matter what happens, I'm proving to you that I have your best interest and I'm not here to be using you. Okay. And if the thing ever becomes right again, if the time ever comes right again and something works out and the universe works out, then that door is still there. But guess what? I'm understanding in life, man, you got to evolve forward. Okay. You can't go back to the past, because if you go back to the past, man, and the past isn't took care of itself and it's unhealed, all you're going to do is recreate that same cycle again. Okay. And again, that was a karmic test that I passed. And these are things that I knew inherently. Okay. I just knew it. I said, this time I'm going to pass this test. This is a test. Okay. The universe brought it right back around. Perfect situation. Okay. We both, hugged and embraced, and all those thoughts started to flow through your head again. And again, it's a test, but at the same time, I passed the test because I went there and I felt like I retrieved what I was missing. Okay. It was a piece of me that I felt like I left with that person, and I needed to reunite, rejoin with that peace. And that peace was a healing. And all it was a hug. It's crazy, bro, that, something so small like that can, mess up and hinder your whole life, until you go back and fix that situation. And all I'm showing you guys, again, I'm showing you all these things that I went through, all these tests. Okay. I'm showing you that I came out on top because here I am sitting here, sound in my mind, giving it to you guys, straight like it is. All right. And showing you that life is amazing. Semen retention is amazing, bro. Okay. And you have the control and the power to do whatever you want. All right. But I just want you guys to understand, man, it's a process that you're just going to have to keep building up, bro. You're just going to have to keep swinging at it, man, and understand it's get easier the longer that you go. I told you I've came to a point now where things don't bother me, and there's nothing that could tempt me to go back in the wrong direction. And this is the solidness of semen retention. Who is that? Daniel in the building. He said, hope everyone had a good Christmas. I hope everyone had a good Christmas too. But golly, man, I'm glad that fake bull crap is over, bro. I swear this was the most bougiest Christmas of my life. Christmas has gotten progressively worse, bro, only because it doesn't hold the family, tradition anymore. Okay, we live in America. We live in a place where it's strategically set up to rip apart the man and the woman. So what does that mean? That means it's going to rip apart the family, and it just doesn't have that feel anymore. Nobody doesn't have, the mother and the father there. It's just it's something that just needs to go away, and we're understanding the roots of it. But I also understand that it's a time where all of us come together as family, just like Thanksgiving. So I still I wouldn't call it celebrate it, but I still kind of identify with these holidays because of what we built for, generations and our families with. So all I'm saying is, man, we got to understand as people out here, man, that we can't let, society, dictate on our happiness. And this is sad that we can't celebrate these things like we once used to. Christmas is one of those things that I used to really enjoy, bro. Is that Okie doke? Appreciate you for being up in here today. He said, "What's up, y'all? We doing good, my man. Appreciate you for stopping in here, bro." Who is that? What's happening with your brother? He says, "Yo, how do you say your name, bro? Is it Eric? Am I saying it right? Is it Eric Vaughn? I can't. I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro. I hope that's how you say it." Pierce the Third says, "All for the long haul, bro." Tell him, bro. This is what it is, man. This is what life is all about, bro. Okay, it's a journey, man. You got to take your time, bro. Don't try to force nothing in life. Just go with the flow, bro. Okay, I'm not telling you to go with the flow of the negative energy, but I'm saying go with the flow within your own mind, your own energy. Get to know yourself. Okay. Stop releasing your energy. Okay. I want this to be a challenge for 2026, bro. Screw no nut November. It should be the whole year you should go and remember on how your life used to be, okay, and how you don't want to live like that no more. And try to start loving yourself for once. Try it for one time, man, to go back inward. Try some healing, man. Try putting down the alcohol. Try putting down the drugs, okay? Do something, my people, okay? Because we all need to work on ourselves. There's nobody out there who does not need to work on ourselves. And those things that I just mention to you are no good for your life. So those are the things that you should be easily having no problem with trying to give up. Burgie says, "The mother effing king. I remember where you were New Year's end of 2021 stream. That was fire. Changing motivation. I've never stopped since. I appreciate you, bro." Yeah, man. I told you, man, we're going to keep this wave going, bro. This is what we're doing. Okay. This is what we're doing, man. We're inspiring the youth, bro. We're out here being true, real leaders, man. And we're showing the people that it works, man. Okay. Just imagine, man. Just imagine how much more greatness that we're going to have. Okay. We're already great people. Okay. We already have great gifts. But like I said, we just got to remember on how to untap those hidden things that we have within our DNA. Okay. And this requires us keeping our energy, man. And unfortunately, that energy gets leaked out in the form of sexual energy. So understand celibacy, semen retention, these things are going to be good for the soul. Please, 3 more days, and I'll be on a year of retention. Longest streak so far. Oh man, congratulations, Young Carter, bro. That's what's up, man. Congratulations. That is an amazing streak. You should start feeling amazing. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna start feeling amazing real soon. Just keep going strong. Dylan in the building. Appreciate you for being up in here, my man. Thank you very much, brother. Who was that? Siri. I don't even know how to say your name. I'm not even gonna massacre your name, man. Some of you guys need to just put the pronunciation of your name in the comment section, bro. So I'll stop slaughtering you, bro. What's happening with you, my bro? Appreciate you for being up in here, my man. Nathan says, "Darius, I want to thank you for your advice for gut healing, like fasting, OMAD, and only eat when you digest, except heal so much skin wise, etc." Bro, man, that's what it is, bro. Listen, Nathan, bro, that's important, man. I'm glad you said something about that, man, because I want you to understand all the foods that we eat in our society are attacking our guts. everything from the alcohol to the sugar, man. There is nothing out there that we are consuming today that is safe, my people. And let me tell you something, that's where all illnesses and sicknesses and disease become from, bro. It's from that gut health. Okay. Once your gut is messed up, it starts to get off into your colon because you're not able to digest all these foods and they end up in your colon. This is when the constipation starts, and this is when your life goes to HE double hockey stick. Okay. So you guys need to be out there eating healthy, man. It's important to fast. I wouldn't be telling you to do it if it wasn't important. Okay. And like I said, some of y'all got a long way to go, bro. I hope you make a change. I hope when I see you at the end of 2026, all of y'all look like different people, bro. Okay. And I mean that in the realms of health, man. Health is wealth, man. They're going to be having you one day up in that hospital, man, spending all your life savings, bro, spending all your time being worked on where you could be outside in the sunlight, walking around, enjoying the day, okay, enjoying your life, man. All right, it's time for us to get smarter out here. Take care of your health. Semen retention has kept me looking youthful, strong. I'm turning 31 in a few months, and it's sad and shocking to see age and disease affecting my old schoolmates from high school. Lack of seed. Bro, you said a mouthful, bro, but it's the truth, man. I said the same thing in one of my live streams, bro. All right. There's a reason why I didn't get invited to the high school reunion. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just saying, man, like, bro, I see a lot of my old school, friends, man, and the hairline is just completely gone, bro. Just gone because they fell into the traps, bro. Okay. They fell into the traps. Okay. I told you, man, the society is rigged, bro. It's hard to find a mate out here. And they done gave us the corn, bro. They done gave us an unlimited amount of corn, bro, and a whole bunch of toilet paper, man. All right. And this is what's been happening, bro. People have been losing themselves, man. And you can, it's unfortunately, those signs are easy recognizable on people, bro, who chose to be degenerate. Okay. It's the number one sign that shows that you didn't take care of your health. Okay. And we already know where, the biggest drain on your energy comes from. Okay. And we already know the biggest addiction that both men and women have here in the United States. All right. And it's because of all this unhappiness. Okay. It's because of the society, man. And it's going to continue to get worse until we educate ourselves. So you guys just be smart out there. Sada Sage in the building. Appreciate you for being up in here, brother. Thank you for being up in here, my man. For real, bro. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, Pierce the Third. Listen, man. When I, you're not gonna hear anything like this from anyone else, bro. Okay, because nobody is. They this can't put it together, man. People's minds, bro. It takes a lot of brain power. You guys are basically underestimating me, man. You're underestimating what retention has done to me. You're underestimating my mind power. You're underestimating my brain power. If you would have known what I've been through in the last 2 years on how someone basically forced a concussion on me, I had a concussion. I had a blunt force trauma concussion, bro, where my brain did not work for a whole year. Do you know how scared I was, bro? This was all within my retention journey. This happened on my second year of retention, bro. So what you're seeing take place right now is amazing. Do you understand that? Bro, I was on my hands and knees. My brain didn't work, bro. Words didn't come out. I was muttering and stuttering. You can still kind of hear, but some things I cannot fix. But to be able to overcome what I overcame and be able to use my mind to the way and the level that it is it's just a miraculous. It is an amazing turnaround. I got smarter after a concussion. How does that work? Okay. It's all because the way that I have decided to keep this energy in me. And I told you, man, this cycle has, transpired in me numerous of times, bro. I've probably had numerous brain fixes. Who knows how many different things have been repaired, bro. It's a regeneration thing, bro. And your organs and your tissues are going to be the first things to benefit from that. I'm telling you guys, my story is one of a kind. It is amazing. One day it is going to be very big. And this is no cockiness, bro. This is just, I've had an amazing story. Okay. And retention basically saved my life because if I didn't have this, bro, who knows where I would be? Who knows what I would be doing? Who knows what trap I would have fell into? Who knows on how, I would have been able to recover, etc. There's so many things that I have gained from retention, bro. And now you guys see why I come on here and I, promote it so religiously, bro, because it is the one thing that has absolutely changed my life, man. And like I said, everything that I've told you about this show that is put on for us in society is the absolute truth. Just because you don't recognize it right now doesn't mean it's not true. It's the absolute truth. You could go to the 6 feet in the dirt with that one, bro. Okay, I'm telling you, it's the truth. What I'm telling you is the truth. Okay. So, yes, these things are orchestrated. Okay. All the time. Okay. Understanding that someone like me is worth millions of dollars. Okay. So, why wouldn't you? Offer someone, something like that. Okay. That's like I said, it's one of those things, man, when it happens to you, and it probably will if you continue to walk on this journey, you continue to raise your vibrations, you continue to get smarter. Okay, you continue to evolve. Okay, like I said, the matrix will find you. It is just the way it is, bro. This matrix is set up to find high vibrational, high spiritual people. Okay, they will find you. Okay, that all lets you know that you're probably not doing what you're doing, or you're probably not even doing what you say you're doing. You're probably not even retaining your energy, because eventually what's going to happen, like I said, they will find you. Okay, and you're going to have the offer just like 99% of the people in this world are going to have. Okay, you're going to have to make a choice. And like I said, this is one of the subtle ways that they come at you. Okay, but those are offerings. All right, and you got to be careful from accepting things that you think that are brought to you genuine. This is the number one trick on how they get everybody. Okay, but like I said, when you're up here in the mind and you're not down here in your lower energy, bro, you have your awareness. And this is what's kept me safe to this point. Yeah, that's right, bro. That's what's up, bro. He says 4 years legend. I'm retaining for 3 months, and I already feel like I own my own world, and anything is possible. Any tips, man? I I just say keep going, brother. That's the biggest thing that I could tell you, man. Just keep going, bro, because I promise you, don't let, like I said, man, you found the right place to be, man. There's nobody really doing what I'm doing, bro. They're just not to this level, bro. Not to be able to have the information and be able to relay exactly what everybody's going through. I've been through every single step. You got to think about it. So it's going on my 7th year of hard mode. So I've been through all of that. I can tell you what's going to happen at every single stage. And yes, there is a slight dip right after 1 year of retention, but that doesn't mean, that all the benefits just halt at that point. No, it's not, bro. Okay. Like I said, you're just, again, your body is relearning itself. I believe after 1 year, the reprogramming has started. Okay. And then from that point on, like I said, it's up to you on where you want to go. Okay. So I believe if you just keep retaining, bro, and you keep building it up, no matter if you have short streaks or not, like I said, as long as you're hitting 100 successive days of retention is the key, because that's when you're going to build up the stores that actually get, reused and, rejuvenate back through the body. That is the whole goal. Okay. But if you want these benefits, like these sages and these yogis and these people who have, the nerve of intelligence, and these people who want to tap into the gifts of magnetism and charisma, bro, you're going to have to go long term. Okay. Because like I said, man, it's just something that you cannot fake. It's called Ojus energy, man. And the true retainer is the person who's going to display that. You're going to know by just looking at them. You're going to know by looking in their eyes and hearing their voice and the way that they talk. It's unfakeable. This is why we can go around YouTube and you could just probably flip through channel after channel after channel and not really to be able to listen to nobody, because once you get locked in on someone who is truly retaining Ojus, bro, it's undeniable. That's what's up. I appreciate that, bro. What do you think about these new dating apps and commercials? I think dating apps is a trap. I'll give you this little last experience before I get out of here, bro. I think dating apps are a trap, bro. Dating apps are a trap for depression. Okay, I told you. I believe it was in they watch semen retention content, don't retain video. I told you guys at the end of that about dating apps. So the thing about dating apps is, man, like I said, what's going to happen with these dating apps? You got to understand, first and foremost, no disrespect to anybody, but there's a lot of people on there that have changed their sex. That's the number one problem with dating apps. That makes it dangerous. Okay, especially when you don't have the knowledge and know how to identify something like that. Can I get a witness here? Can I get an amen? I'm telling you guys the truth. All right, that's why I would be avoiding it number one off the top, because unfortunately the algorithm in there is full of that. And I'm telling you, it's very hard to identify these people if you don't know what you're looking at. So that's the number one reason I would stay off it. Number two reason is problem is they overrun you with people. Okay. You got to understand, a dating app is just like any other thing. At one point, there wasn't a ton of people on there. So they got fake accounts, they got bots, okay? And they just got people who are on there with bad intentions. You got people on there who are catfishing, you got people on there who are actually men pretending to be women, vice versa. Okay, I want you to think about all the variables, okay? This world is not as put together as you think it is. This world is weird, bro. Okay, so you're gonna have the weirdoism, you're gonna have all that stuff involved in the dating apps. Okay, and then on top of that, you're gonna have, like I said, you're gonna have someone. They're gonna give you at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new people every single day. Okay, so what is going to happen is you're going to start talking to people, you're going to start to get knowing people, and you could probably have something genuine going on with these people. And then all of a sudden, you're going to get hit with a new person that looks good, and another person that looks good, and another person that's in the area that looks good, and another person that's in the area that gets looked. And then what ends up happening is, man, you end up losing conversation with all those other people. Okay. And sometimes, like I said, you could have met someone really, really good, man. And because of the way that algorithm is set up, bro, it's going to be a continuous cycle, bro, of almost like watching corn. Okay. I'll give you this example. Okay. I told you guys a long time ago when I used to watch corn, well over a decade ago. I told you guys that I was a very picky ass fool when I used to watch corn. All right. There's so many options when I go corn, bro. I would sit there, bro, and it would take me an hour to pick a video before I start spanking one. I'm keeping it real. All right. And this is the same thing that they do to you with the dating apps. They overwhelm you with the dating apps. You keep getting new and new people, and you keep getting more and more people. Therefore, you're never able to kind of like settle. Okay. Your mind's going to always think that you have more options. Okay. It totally screws you out. Now, if you're one of those people that have the ability to take what you got and you could pick one person and do that. But like I said, I highly doubt that that's possible based off of, the algorithm of how corn is. And they know that. They've tested all these different things out. They've had all these tests out. They know how people's minds work. And what it's going to do is going to keep you stuck on there. It's going to keep you putting in tremendous amount of hours. It's going to keep you on there, searching and searching, searching, bro. And you're going to keep falling in that cycle, bro. And it's just not worth it at the end of the day. The best thing that you could do, bro, is be out during the winter, or excuse me, be out during the spring and the summer times, and be out in nature, be out in the parks, go to fairs, do stuff like that. Okay. And take care of your health, take care of your body. Listen, that is going to be the number one sexiest thing coming into 2026 and beyond, is someone that is healthy and looks good. Okay. People are beasts in America. People are overweight. People are out of shape, bro. Okay. Everybody looks way older than they are in America because it's our lifestyle. Okay. You got to think about, the corn in our diets. We ingest that all day. That makes us look ugly. We've seen the science on that. That does so many things to the human body, and then you have all this bad diet, bad lifestyle, drugs and alcohol. It's going to look really bad, on you to be taking part in this and trying to be looked at as someone who's attractive. Okay. Because it's not going to reflect that on the outside. So I would say in 2026 and moving forward, the best thing that you should do, bro, is to be working on your health. Okay. Fasting, bro, getting out in the sun. Okay. If there's somewhere that you could go and you could lay out in the sun and you could take all your clothes off, I seriously want you to do this. if there's somewhere you could go and you can get some good sun and you could take all your clothes off and you can get at least an hour of sun, bro, on the front and the back, I would be recommend doing that every day, because there's nothing like vitamin D. There's nothing like natural vitamin D and what it does to your skin, okay, and the outside of your dermis and the way it makes your skin pop, okay. It will literally give you the glow if you get in the sun and you're taking care of your health. So, like I said, that's going to make you and set you apart from anything. And then if you practice retention, game changer, okay. Now you're walking around in the public, during the spring and the summer when people are out and everybody's natural sensories are working and you're walking around full of pheromones and you look good, okay. There you go, man. You've just created the elixir for mating 101, okay. And this is what I'd be recommending you guys to do. But just remember, take care of your health is the name of the game moving forward, people. Okay. No more putting no funny injections inside of your body, bro. Stop putting all this damn tattoo ink, okay, that's got heavy metals and all sorts of chemicals in the ink, and you're putting that directly into your bloodstream, and you're wondering why you can't get healthy, okay, because your immune system is 24/7 constantly fighting, these pollutants floating around in your bloodstream. Okay. Everything they have taught us in this society has been a trap. Okay. And I want you guys to start waking up in 2026, okay, to all the different things that are going on so you can protect yourself. So I appreciate everybody that came up in here. I appreciate you guys. I'm about to get up out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Continue to take care of your health. And I will talk to all you guys on the next one. I love you guys, man. You guys stay safe out there. Peace. Activate the shave line king.
You are now listening to Town Beats. You are now listening to Town Beats. You are now listening to Town Beats.
God, I'm so confused. It's too soon to be having feelings for you.
Maybe. Feelings are feelings because we can't control them.
But I have to control them, because I can't go through losing somebody again. It's too painful.
So what? You're just gonna shut down? I really like you. There's no chance we can ever be together?
Only if you could promise me you'll never die.
You know I can't promise that.
If you did that, I would make love to you right now.
I promise I will never die.
The shaved Lion King got me on semen retention. For real, for real.